Hi, I'm Matt from Job Cannon.
And I am Barbara from Job Cannon.
And this is the Job Cannon show.
Yes, it is. We've decided it's the Job Cannon show.
We're working on a name, so this is what we got so far, the Job Cannon show. So today we're going to talk about Twitter. Do you want to start off?
Yeah, so I was sharing with Matt the other morning how I was just fascinated in watching these cardinals that live outside of our home and how they interact with each other. So as they separate from each other throughout the trees, they tweet to each other. So they take turns tweeting, and that's how they communicate, and I've realized that's how they kind of keep track of each other.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, and so I shared that with Matt. And
be a great name for a tool, wouldn't it?
Right, like kind of a social networking tool.
That's right. So Twitter, when you think about it, that's how the name came about. It was just a way to keep track of each other, but it's kind of evolved into this large network of people communicating with each other,
right?
And letting each other know about things that are happening
in a very small.
Yeah, exactly.
140 character or less.
That's right. You don't have much room, but that's actually a good thing, right? Because in 140 characters, if you want to say something, you've got to really scrunch it down. You've got to densify
it's got to be focused.
Yeah. So it becomes useful because then you don't have these large blogs. You just have a small, tweet. One of the things we wanted to talk about with Twitter is that how useful it is in terms of your job search. There's a couple of things that you can use it for that are very useful. One of them is just using Twitter to search for jobs. There are things on there called hashtags, which are pound sign, the little pound sign. And you can use that pound sign in your search terms when you go on search.twitter.com. And you can search for certain hashtags that are related to jobs. For example, pound jobs or hash jobs, pound hiring or pound job angels. Will usually bring up searches where people are actually posting jobs that are available to them
all day long. They're just kind of feeding.
Yeah, it's just all day. So you can actually have job angels. You could do a search on your phone and just have it continually, on your app or any Twitter application. Just have it continually feed up jobs that are available, and these are usually nationwide. So you have other things you can put in, like your location and things like that.
How do you know how to go set that up? If you're not a Twitter, I'm sure if you're,
there's a lot of Twitter talks out there. People have given and videos and things like that. So I don't want to go into all the specifics of how you do that.
But they could go find some videos?
Exactly. They could go and find out. So we're here to let you know, but we don't necessarily have the time to go into all the details about it. But that's okay, because there are other places that'll teach you all about Twitter. But the point is to know that they exist, to know that this is available to you. So Twitter, you can do searches on there, and that's a really good thing. The other thing that you can do is expand your network. And this is something that's a little bit more interesting. I know when I first started on Twitter, I didn't quite understand it, and I didn't quite understand how to communicate with people, and there's a learning curve to it. But once you get involved with Twitter and you start following people, you'll find that it's a very, I probably the best way to say it is a very level playing field. When you're posting on there, when you're communicating, when you're following people, when you're having conversations, it doesn't matter who you are. You could be a CEO, you could be a lot of movie stars are on there too. It's one of those venues where the rank doesn't seem to matter.
Right.
You just can communicate back and forth. And so I found that if you find people that are very interesting, if you find people that are in jobs or maybe even running companies that you find very interesting to you, it's very easy to have a conversation with them on Twitter where maybe you wouldn't feel comfortable picking up the phone and just calling them.
Right.
So it opens up a line of communication that really wasn't there before. And that's where Twitter is very beneficial. And you can expand your network that way. You can go out and start following people, start communicating, start participating in conversations on Twitter. And through that, you'll end up building your network, and you may, start having a conversation and take it off to an email conversation and become LinkedIn contacts. I mean, you see this kind of thing happening all the time.
All the time, yep.
So it's a real benefit to spend a little bit of time on Twitter and just get to know it, because you'll be surprised once you get into it how powerful it is for you. One of the things actually we do on Job Cannon, because we're cognizant of the fact that you want to maintain that relationship with people on social media, is that when you have a contact record in Job Cannon where you're tracking all that information about people you can put in, one of the things you can put in is their Twitter handle.
Twitter,
as far as their LinkedIn profile and other aspects too, so you know where you found them and you know how to find them on the different social networks. It's very important. So
well, and I think once and a lot of users do as well, is once they find somebody that they want to follow or they know is a hiring person at a particular company that they're interested in, you put a contact record in, and then as you notice something that person is interested in, or they're posting particular types of job that maybe is an industry that you're interested in, you can go to their contact record and just put a note. You can just keep notes on there about when something was posted, and and kind of just start capturing information.
That's right. That's right. In fact, there's a lot of talk about social media CRM. Being able to maintain those relationships, regardless of where you met them.
Right.
And you can actually use Job Cannon for that, and it's a nice solution for it because you have one account on Job Cannon, and now you can track your different relationships on different social networks and take notes about where how you've communicated with this person in the past, and even copy and paste certain tweets that you thought were important.
Yep, you can just grab them and put them right in there.
Yeah,
so I think that's really handy, and then you've got some context to refer back to when a conversation does happen.
Exactly, because Twitter doesn't eventually they don't save your tweets anymore. I mean, it goes into the ether. And at that point, if you want to refer to a conversation, it could be long gone.
Right, but that way you've got it captured, and you can reference that when you do. And it's like you were saying, it's great that it kind of evolves. So you're going to go from Twitter to perhaps LinkedIn to perhaps some emails, and then the best communication, of course, would be that you'd happen to have some face-to-face.
Yeah. In fact, that's the neat thing when you leverage Twitter in a local scenario where you start following people that are local to you. Now you can, exactly right, you can leverage that face-to-face connection and meet up for lunch. In fact, you'll find that, especially here in Austin, we have tweet-ups.
Tweet-ups, yeah, that's right. I was trying to think of the name.
Right, it's a big deal. Right. And everybody comes out and they just meet each other, and you put your handle on your name tag, like M. Genovese for me, and then you go out there and you meet people, and now you get to meet them face to face, and now you really built some depth in that relationship,
right?
And now when you talk back online, now you have something to refer to.
Exactly. So capture it and then go to the tweet ups and get some face to face talk. So
That's right. So. You have anything else to say about Twitter?
No, I think pretty much we just wanted to kind of get it out there for you job searchers or those of you that are looking to maybe do some movement in your career, that there's a great way to use Twitter for your job search. And there's been a lot of confusion around how to do that. So basically it's using it to search on there and using the hashtags, which was pound and then job or
Pound and Job Angels, Pound Hiring. Yeah, you'll find a number of them on there. And then also, trying to expand your network and do that by following people that you find interesting and trying to communicate with them. And it's, the same rules apply on Twitter as they do in real face-to-face networking. And that's what I find very interesting. If you can go out and try to help people on Twitter in the same way that you would go and try to help somebody at a face-to-face networking event, then that will do quite a bit of good for your relationship with that person. And again, you never know where it will lead. I've had different opportunities arise just from chance meetings, and you just really never know.
Right.
So, and that's where Twitter is like this networking event that's running 24/7.
Exactly. And it's like an ongoing networking event. And then using that venue to go ahead and know that people are posting jobs on there real time.
That's right.
And that's one way into those hidden jobs that are not going to be on any job board.
Exactly. Yeah. Because that's right. That's a good point.
Yeah.
People are posting on Twitter when they have a job available because they're looking through their network first, right? And so before it goes on a job board, it may go on Twitter. And that's very interesting because you may be able to find that in just by following them and looking and saying, oh, you know what, that's exactly what I could do. I could help you out with that. And you start having a conversation. And that may lead to a job before it ever got to a job board. So that's a very good point.
Yeah.
So
people are saying that, just being able to get out there and be in the know before they hit that. And then there's some flood of resumes, but you may be able to get into that job before that ever happens. So
exactly.
It's a great opportunity for job searching.
It is. It is. Well, I think we wrapped up for today. I don't know how long we've been going here, but I don't think it's been an hour. I think it's been like 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Hopefully around that. We'll see. So for myself, I thank you for joining us.
Yes. Thank you for being here.
And we'll see you next time. Take care.
Take care.